Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my versus video between the Under Armour Curry 4 Flotro and the Under Armour Curry Flow 9. So yeah, this is basically the Curry 4 and the Curry 8 kind of like had a baby, and then of course this is a Curry 9. And Steph Curry was playing in both of the shoes throughout the entire season pretty much. And we'll see which shoe is overall better, right? And the Curry 9 is going for 160 bucks, and the Curry 4 Flotro is going for 140 bucks, which is pretty damn nice. It's $20 cheaper, and we'll go over like quality and stuff. But again, if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I try to leave a link in the description box. But let's get started off with the Tracciones, and yeah, they're both top tier tractions. If you're playing on a clean court, you're gonna be stopping not on a dime, you're gonna be stopping like on the head of a pin. That's how hard these shoes bite. It almost stops way too hard, and like it stops so damn hard that I trip over myself sometimes. You know what I mean? So do be careful on that. But yeah, amazing bite. Also, if you're playing on a dusty setting, for me personally, like my experience, I really never had any issues on a dusty setting. However, I have been seeing some comments saying that, you know, from your experiences, like on some surfaces, maybe I'm guessing that the dust isn't the best for like the flow outsole, which is weird. But I'm guessing it has something to do with like the finish of the basketball court or something, because you know it can be different from, you know, court to court. But from my experience, it's been amazing. Very minimal dust pickup, and also really easy wipe if it does pick up dust. You just go boom and you're good to go, right? So yeah, obviously the traction, they're both pretty much the same, right? The traction is pretty much the same. It's a little bit different. The Curry 4 Flotro is identical to the Curry 8, and the Curry 9 is a little bit different, but they're both using the flow outsole, which is a good thing, right? But it's kind of getting old, you know what I mean? They're putting the same exact thing and slapping it on like a shoe, and they're calling it a different shoe, which I don't know, it's getting kind of old in my personal opinion. But I mean, if the performance is good, then that's great, right? Also, durability, it should be fine. I did play with the Curry 8 on outdoor court, and it was a lot better than I expected, but it's not the best option, of course. But it should hold its own for like a little while if you're playing on outdoor court. So there is a durability there. Moving on to the heel to toe transition, like here in the heel, very curved shape. Here in the heel, very curved shape. Here in the forefoot, super curved shape. And both of these shoes have really good flexibility in the forefoot, right? So overall heel to toe transition, very similar, pretty much the same actually, in both of the shoes. And of course, if you guys couldn't guess, the cushion also is pretty much the same. The only difference is I would actually say the stepping comfort here in the Curry 4 Flotro feels a little bit softer for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like the insole feels pretty similar, and the strobel board is pretty similar as well. So I don't know what the huge difference is, right? Like if you look at the strobel board here in the Curry 4 Flotro, it's not like anything special, right? So I don't know, maybe it's placebo, but like on different occasions, like every single time I played in the Curry 4 Flotro, I took the Curry 9 as well, and I played in both of the shoes at the same time. So it just felt a little bit better, like a little bit softer for step and comfort. So there's that. There's a little bit of compression in the heel for both of the shoes. I mean, it's like it's basically like a softer Phylon kind of, you know, nothing amazing, which sucks. It's not super soft. There's not a whole lot of compression, not a whole lot of bounce or anything. It's not a super fun cushioning setup either. You know, I don't know, like the Kyrie Infinity, the Jordan 36, the PG 6, the Zoom Separate, the Hardens even, you know, the two-way 2, you know, that's a foam, right? So I wish Under Armour would do some R&D or make the flow cushion a little bit softer or more resilient, or I mean like more bounce, you know what I mean? So but anyways, yeah, it's the same. So there's that. Moving on to the material, so that's where it gets different. So here in the Curry 9, we have the warp upper, right? So it's extremely thin. We also have like these stitchings going throughout like every angle of this material, which does give it support, like it gives it more support and also durability, but also it's just like still really thin. Here in the Curry 4 Flotro, it's still like really thin, but we have this suede material, right? And it's definitely thicker than the Curry 9, right? Obviously, right? As you guys can see, it's a lot. It's not a lot thicker, but it's definitely thicker, right? But it's cozier, it's like softer, and also of course we have this knit material, which it feels awesome on top of your foot. It stretches over your foot as well, so it's really comfortable. The Curry 9, however, doesn't have that. It has just like a regular tongue. We have a little bit of padding, but it's definitely a lot more padding than this knit material. And then also here in the ankle area, we have more padding as well, right? The Curry 4 Flotro has really minimal padding in the ankle area, which is, it's a very interesting feeling, and it's a very interesting difference in feeling as well as far as the upper goes. So if you want the more minimal feeling upper, then go with the Curry 9. If you want the more like cozy material and like kind of like, I guess, softer and more comfortable feeling material on top of your foot, then go with the Curry 4 Flotro. That's probably like the best description I can give both of them, and like the biggest differences. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know, I feel like I like the Curry 4 Flotro material a little bit better, just because I usually like the thinner material, but I mean, this still also isn't like super thick or anything. It doesn't feel bulky really at all, and I love this knit. It feels so comfortable on foot. So I would say, in my opinion, I do like the Curry 4 Flotro material a little bit better, right? All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to size for the Curry 9 and also the Curry 4 Flotro, and they both fit me well, but the Curry 4 Flotro does run a little short. So yeah, if you want, I would suggest going up half a size if you want like a little bit more relaxed fit. If you go true to size with the Curry 4 Flotro, it might be a little too snug lengthwise, so just be careful on that. The Curry 9 also is still really snug lengthwise, but I had not a whole lot of issues with that. But I do know some people where like, when they do like stop and they go forward like this, they do bang their toes. So also, if you don't want to experience that, maybe go up half a size. But personally for me, I didn't really experience that all too much, so I just went like, I was good going true to size for the Curry 9. Also, the Curry 9 is a little bit more narrow for some reason. It feels a little bit more narrow, and also more snug here in the toe box. The Curry 4 Flotro is actually a little bit more of a relaxed fit, especially comparing to all his other shoes in his entire line, because the Curry line, like all his shoes are really snug, right? Besides like the Curry 3. So there's that. Also, they're both really easy to put on. The Curry 4, you would think that it's not super easy, but it is. Right? It stretches a lot. You just put it on like a sock. And in the Curry 9, we have a very high heel tab. So they're both easy to put on. Moving on to the support and lockdown though, right? So for lateral containment, I would actually say the Curry 9 feels a little bit more supportive. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. Like, this material really doesn't stretch, like this warp upper. The Curry 4 also obviously doesn't really stretch, but this knit material definitely does, right? And when you're doing lateral movements, I feel like the lateral containment just feels a little bit more supportive in the Curry 9. There's just a little bit more slack in this upper, right? So there's that. I mean, obviously it wasn't a huge issue for me personally, but I feel like if you're a bigger guy, then you'll notice it a little bit more. And if you want something a little bit more supportive, then the Curry 9 is probably the better option. Also for heel lockdown, heel slippage was a little bit of an issue in the Curry 4 Flotro for me. I mean, it wasn't terrible, just because, I mean, it is a high top, and this knit material kind of like keeps the shoe on my foot a little bit. It definitely does help, right? I feel like if it was a low top, I would have a lot more heel slippage. But if you look at like the foam, there's really no foam, and it doesn't really lock my heel down that well, right? It wasn't to the point where it's like super annoying and I couldn't play in it at all, but the Curry 9, I definitely feel like my heel was super locked down into the shoe. Yeah, that definitely is a difference there. And if you want more support and also better lockdown, then the Curry 9 is the better option. But like I said, it wasn't a huge issue for me in the Curry 4 Flotro. It just wasn't as good as the Curry 9, right? Let's see the lateral stability. I mean, they're probably, yeah, they're the same. They're the same width. So lateral stability is both good. Obviously, the Curry 4 Flotro had terrible ankle support. I mean, look at this flimsy knit material. So there's that. Moving on to the weight. If I remember correctly, the Curry 4 Flotro is a little bit heavier, right? Yeah, 10.19 ounces, super light for the Curry 9. And yeah, 11.15 ounces. So it is a little bit lighter for the Curry 9. Yeah, it definitely does feel like a little bit more minimal because of this upper, right? But like, it's not a huge like issue or difference, just because the Curry 4 also is like super comfortable as far as the material goes. And it's still a really light shoe. You know, the average weight of my shoes are around 12.5 ounces. So 11 ounces is still super light. It's just the Curry 9 takes it to another level, right? As far as the responsiveness goes, I would actually say the Curry 9 feels a little bit more responsive, just because It has better lockdown and also better support. So yeah, I felt a little bit faster in the Curry 9, although the Curry 4 Flotro is still really good for responsiveness. Moving on to the aesthetics. Yeah, I think I like the Curry 4 Flotro better. The Curry 9 is still pretty damn sick. The 4 Flotro just looks awesome. I love this colorway as well. So tell us what you guys think looks better down in the comment section below. Ventilation, Curry 9 is better. This suede, of course, not a whole lot of airflow, and it's thicker than this warp upper, so obviously, right? All right, wrapping things up, they're both amazing shoes, top tier performers, but I would actually say, in my personal opinion, I do like the Curry 9 for performance a little bit better just because of the better support and lockdown. But like, it wasn't a huge issue, and I really still enjoy playing the Curry 4 Flotro, and just also because the material is so damn comfortable on foot. And yeah, because of that, like, it's still up there. But like, if I was to pick, I'd probably pick the Curry 9 a little bit more. Although if I want like a cozier, more comfortable upper that day, I'll probably pick the Curry 4 Flotro. I mean, like, there's really no other material that feels like this out right now. You know what I mean? Like, not a whole lot. I'm like looking around. But anyways, that about wraps it up for this versus video. Again, if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.